Evening, everybody. How you all going out there? Hey, Bunty, John, Travis, McCrums, Laden, Oscar, Gerhard, Andrew. Alright, they'll do for the chit chat. Intro. Anyone else who comes in later misses out. Okay, we got a missing screw. I'm actually up rather late at the moment for my normal pattern lately. I've been trying to be a better person. Trying to have normal sleep patterns, ha ha ha. I even took rubbish down to the dump today in the back of the truck at 8 o'clock in the morning. That was a big achievement for me. Actually getting up and doing something. Hey Kenny. Alright, so we got this newish Mac. That's interesting. It doesn't want the cat out. Flip me. Reluctant. So reluctant. Come on. What's going on? Why are you reluctant to open up? Flippity flu. Hey Miles and Christian, damn it, I said hello to more people. God, can't even stick to my word. Just for those in wondering, there will be no drunk streaming here. Sorry. Hey DeAndre. Wow, this case is actually very rigidly on. Alright, so this went in for some overheating issues, you know, a bit of just general hair and whatnot, to the Apple Store, and they cleared that out, but then it had a holy cremola, what the flippity flippin' flip has happened here? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. So it completely changes the tone of the job already. What is this? Sweet mercy. Yeah, it just looks like some sort of liquid crap. And it does match up with something getting ingested there. That's not good. Because if you know anything about this, the CPU area here, it doesn't look like it quite made it through. But, interesting. Well, let's see what this thing draws on current. Hey Lexi, where's the chainsaw? The video's coming out for the chainsaw. I did one today. I found a few very... well, I'm still intact physically, but emotionally, ego-wise, I'm feeling very damaged after I looked at the video of me doing the chainsawing. It will become apparent later. This thing's running. Or is it? Spin and then stop. That's not bloomin' well ominous, is it now? Spinning. No display. Oh, this thing's running. Alright. Fixed. On to the next one. No, just kidding. We're not going to be like that. We aren't fake repair people. We will, in fact, take this out and find out if there is something that has moved around in the shipping process. Unlike some other techs who seem to think that just because the fan spins and it looks like it's booted, then the customer was wrong, we actually like to investigate and find out, well, maybe there is something wrong. Maybe it's some corrosion. I just got to find the right bits and pieces here. I think the overheating was legit. But I suspect there's something else amiss. I'm trying to think, what is this? Is a 10 This is the much dreaded 1700 board, by the way. If you do any MacBook board repairs, you will quickly come to greatly hate the 820-1700. I think I know why this might have been failing. Yeah, that's why. But we're going to inspect this one anyway. I'll show you why this probably was failing. So we have a look under here. That there. So it wasn't put back properly. Or it was moved and yeah, just wasn't sure. I mean, I know I moved a little bit, but maybe not to that degree. But like I said, I am going to pull this out because the 1700 board does have a few issues, to say the very least. So if there is going to be any corrosion on here, then this is the perfect time to catch it now before it gets out of hand and they lose everything. Now the 1700 is notorious because of the fact that it's actually an extremely loaded board, as in it's got a lot of different parts on it. It has one of the highest part and network counts of all the MacBooks. And of course, you know, it's also very temperamental. It has a bad habit of just dying and taking the user's data. Very bad habit of it. Interesting, they've got a black retainer plate here for the display. That's not something I normally see. So yeah, we're going to inspect it and then we're going to back it up and hopefully it's a happy story for the person. No one else really does 16-inch Ultrabooks. Well, it's true. But the thing is, they could have easily... There's nothing saying they can't do 16-inch with something like an M1 or yeah, something. They just kind of overloaded everything on the circuit board to make these ones. It's like the pinnacle of excessive. That's all I can really think of at the moment. Hey Stuart Menzies, welcome to you and your daughter. But yeah, most of the time when we get 1700s in, it's around about a 80% failure rate, or I should rather say only about a 20% success rate recovery. So having this one come up and boot, that's quite a nice change. Almost feel like I've been cheated of my normal sense of disappointment. Hey Toast Tech. Hey Artem. I will be doing more edited videos. I'm just sort of trying to mix it up a bit. YouTube has abundantly demonstrated to me, or made it quite clear to me, that they don't really approve of daily or second daily live streams. The content just doesn't do it for them. But uploading the occasional edited video does seem to work well. So I think we're going to just mix it up. And that's fine. I just have to put the time in to edit. Even if it's 10-minute videos are usually quite popular. You go beyond 15 minutes and people start to get a little bit sort of like, I don't know if I want to watch this sort of thing. Andre, it's for a active experience, like you're here so you're experiencing it with us. Yes, people do prefer that, but the trouble is, as a consequence, the live stream videos have very poor shelf life, and essentially when people see that it was a live stream, they're very disinclined to bother to invest the time into watching them, because they're like, well, I can't participate and it's going to be long process, and chances are there's probably about 90% of the time in there that could have been edited out for consumption later. Hey Steve K. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, Lewis loves YouTube. I mean, YouTube loves Lewis, even if he doesn't. But of course, when you're up in that sort of million plus bracket, or in fact anything sort of above 100,000, you usually sort of do better, a bit better with the algorithm. But I'm still a little bit too down in the ranks to have any pull or influence on the way YouTube presents my stuff. I mean, I agree that you should just make content that you want to make and let the chips fall, as it were, where they will. But at the same time, I think, you know, if you can reach more people by a bit of editing or whatever, then it could be worth doing it. Okay, this is the phase where you sit. Here we go. Look around on the 1700 board and go, what have I not disconnected? Yep, there's another one there. It's bad enough removing this board, it's quite a bit worse putting it back in. Her name is Honor. Hello, Honor. Hey Pedro, what are you doing here, Mr. Scammer? We have low life royalty here. Mr. Pedro, professional, I scam you. Bringing you the best dodgy deals in Australia. Why don't you just get 1 million plus subscribers? I don't know why I didn't think of that actually. Yeah, good point, Steve. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, if only it was that easy. I mean, I know you can buy them sometimes, but that never works out. Back from scamming, you actually rest from scamming? That's not very scammy of you. Any plans to make OB data multimeter integration easier? I know you're always busy, can't find the logs to a text file by default. No. What are you trying to integrate with, DeAndre? I mean, at the moment, it just, you know, dump the multimeter contents to a file and that's it. Yeah, just a file and then wait for Flexboard View to pick it up. So there's there's little bits and pieces of corrosion around here. Nothing bad yet. Scamming is tiring, is it, Pedro? I'm almost certain I could take pity on you. You're lucky you got a cat. A cat's like a immunity spell against most things. Oh okay. Just can't find software that dumps to a text file. Do you know what the algorithm is? Not the algorithm. Do you know what the serial port data format is? Because if you know that, then you can take one of the existing OBS, as in Open Broadcaster, meter. Oh, okay, there you are. That's bad. That's bad. That's like, I'm about to lose my data bad. Yeah, that's really not good at all. Yeah, see, I'm glad I checked that, because I could have been halfway through a transfer and that could have went, I'm out of here, pulled the eject handle and left us holding a grenade in our hands. Yeah, that's definitely going to need cleaning up. Hey Stray. Yeah, our feline kids are like that too. Seems like every hour and a half or so, at least one of them has decided to wake us up. It's funny, we have one that stays with Alita and, you know, most of the night just snuggled up, but when he wants food or something, or wants to get out of the room, he comes and wakes me up rather than her. So it's very, very nice of him, but not good that he wakes me up. Okay, so I'm going to drop some 80/20 on this. Let's see if I can get a clearer view of what's going on. Now that cap there in the middle, the 4-pad one, that's very problematic. I'd say we may have to remove that as a precaution, and we're not going to replace it. We're just going to have to hope that there is enough there's enough capacitance on the rail to cope with its absence. But yeah, that's definitely a data killer. Or at least I think that's a data killer. Hey Paul Marrow, we'll have a look at the board view and schematic. My old fluff kitty screams at me to watch him go poop. That's cute. Yeah. You gotta love when they need your attention to go poopies. We do have one that's a bit like that. Hit it with the Wagner. I think not, good sir. The green stuff was corrosion. It would have been whatever the acid was that came into contact here. It would have been leaching. Oh fuck, that scared the shit out of me. Damn it, demonetized. Damn you, bug. You happy with yourself? Scared the flippin' flips out of me. Yeah, you're happy. Welcome to the tropic North Australia, folks, where delicate surgery is interrupted by critters that look like they're 10 foot tall when you're looking through the microscope. That scared me. Oh dear. It's because you get so focused on what you're doing and you just don't expect something like that to come crawling out. Okay, what do we want? What do we got? Okay, so this is it here. PP1V8 SSD1. It says, I'm critical. And it's got a frowny face if you take it away, or a smiley face if you keep it there. We're going to take it away. It's got the 10 microfarad and the 2.2 either side of it. It's not going to be great, but I think we'll be okay. Hey Sabatino. Get the bug to eat the corrosion off. Yes, that's a good idea actually. XYCOM. I think all PG-13 streams allow one F-bomb. Oh. Well, we'll see, won't we? We will see. Alright, so I gotta dig this out. And I'm going to do that with some 250 air and the beloved Grim Reaper. Actually, I don't know. Do I call it the Grim Reaper or I just call it the Reaper? The sickle. I don't know. We call it death. Whatever. Come on. Give me some... I'm just trying to squeeze out some alcohol here. Can't believe that scared me. Alright, give me some 250. I'll keep the bugs away. But yeah, you want to be pretty careful around here. Because the other thing, the glorious thing about these chips is that, from what I understand, while you can replace them, you have to replace them as a group, because they're apparently RAID configured or something. Damn it. I'm trying to dig in and the board is just moving around. It's completely unacceptable. I need my standard board holder mass, which is usually in the form of a 12 volt 7 amp hour lead acid sealed battery, and hope that you don't crush anything important. Okay, force field applied. Let's get back at it. Your Reaper has signs of blood on it. Yes, circuitry blood. Wow, even with my standard electrical repair mass, it's drifting around a bit. Apologise about the focus issue. Unfortunately, the problem is as I apply pressure, it obviously causes the board to drop down. I am going to try and get that out using some solder. I obviously do not want to hot air that. You hot air that and you may as well, take a hike. Shred your license ticket. Your repair ticket, your repair license, because honestly you shouldn't be doing that. Sabatino, thank you very much for the €2. Sorry I took a while to catch up there. Hey Ed Boss. The creature. How you going, mate? Okay, I really do need to put in the 250 here because I'm using the stupid little... There we go. Come on, come on. There we go. Just gives us that little bit of extra capacity to lift up chips and pads and stuff like that. Okay, we actually hit... What that is the remnants of the end cap. The metal bits here. From the part we removed. Now, I'm going to see if we've got short circuit here. That's correct, and that's correct. But where they should not be is like this. And they don't, so that's good. So what I'll do with this is do a backup, and then once I've done the backup, I'll consider replacing that cap. Steve, I'm almost certain that's circuitry blood. I can't possibly imagine what human blood would ever be on my instruments. It's not like I'm murderous or anything. I'm gonna need my 250 again. Contrary to what Lewis seems to think. That's probably why Lewis won't actually visit me here in Australia. He's probably worried that I'll lock him up in some dungeon, steal his business, and proclaim that I invented Rossmann Repair. Hey Jim, welcome. Good to see you make it. Wasn't sure if you'd still be awake, sorry mate. Anyway, so that's clean enough now that we can safely put it into operation again. I'm glad we found that, because that would have been quite unfortunate. And it actually may be possible, I'm sort of like doing a fairy tale here, But it may be a case that we can actually thank the Apple Store, because perhaps if they really did knock that battery data flex off like that, causing it to not power up, and then subsequently this gets sent to me, then they actually did the customer a favor, because it gave us an opportunity to find that corrosion before it truly took out their data. Silver linings and stuff like that. I'm just knocking the dust off. Hey, same laser from Melbourne. But yeah, definitely the backup first before we do any other moves. Obviously I'll have to talk to the owner, give him a rundown on what's happened, get their permission and required details in order to be able to commence with a backup, whether it be a time machine backup or perhaps just a just a file copy dump. I kind of prefer file copy dumps rather than time machines. I mean, I do like time machine, but file copy dump is also incredibly useful since it releases you of the lock-in of the operating system. Alright. Okay, I've just got to make notes on this particular one and we'll shift to another job. So 1117, add note. So what was that? A636. C8636 corroded, removed, will perform backup before replacing. Yeah, it was a crazy stream by Lewis. I mean, very late night, and he was drinking. But to be fair, he probably made so much money on that stream, he can probably organise to have someone bring him the very best of everything tomorrow morning. Ach, nee man. I can't believe it, I'm out of slots. Bye, cuck. Alright, here we go again. Alright, this one's a little bit different. As you can probably tell, this is not a MacBook. This is a dodgy clone type laptop. I shouldn't say that, you know, people pay good money for these things, but it's usually they've been misled to buy them, which is unfortunate. So no power, it's supplied with bag and brick. Today's stream was a bit sober than, yes it was, but it was still very protracted. But he certainly, like I said, they're pretty good income makers for him. Hey sweetie. Aw, Mo. What are you doing, Mo? Just hang on there, I'll just... Momo. Oh, okay. I'll just turn off the fan system. What are you doing?
He's such a big sook.
Yeah, he really is. Come here, you. Come on. There we go. Say hello to everybody. Come on. Say hello to everybody. Gotta hold him in a weird way, otherwise he spacks out. Milo. Too bright for you. What's that? Yeah, that's Daddy's big fat gut. It's funny how every cat wants to be held in a different kind of way. Yeah. He's gonna push off. Yeah, give him his pink toy. Well, let's get back to it. Overhead. Usually I have to put him to bed each night. I've got a roll of single-sided corrugated cardboard that I use for packing. It's about it's about 1.4 or 1.5 meters long, width-wise I should rather say, and about 100 meters long. And the cats love to get on the top of it and just sleep on it because it's sort of elevated, and they love the cardboard, and they scratch up the ends a little bit. And what I do is I actually cut down those rolls into about 375mm width. But anyway, so that's his bed for the moment, and he has this pink toy. It's like a ball, felt covered ball, and then it's got a feather tail on it. He just loves that thing. So you have to get him onto the top of this cardboard roll, and then you have to put your arms around the roll so he feels secure, and then you have to give him the pink toy, and then he'll preen the feathers on the toy as he goes off to sleep. So it's quite a process. Okay, so this thing here, apparently no power. We certainly don't have a... It's going to be a laugh if this thing gets going. Just a little bit worried there's probably a... Yeah, I was right. There's a personal information sticker on this one. Damn it. Gotta learn to take these stickers off before they even get close. Okay, this is not a valid sticker for this job, but it will cover up personal information. Okay. We've got nothing coming up. Well, with either... Yeah, who knows what we got. Just open it up and see if anything obvious is going on. I don't normally deal with these PCs because they are almost always a drama. Trying to get schematics, board views, anything. To be fair, PCs are pretty much all fundamentally the same inside in terms of their schematic design. If you look at the schematic for one laptop compared to another, they're almost always copies of each other. They're just implemented slightly differently. The upside is, it basically means if you know one laptop PC, then you know them all. But then you have to just work out where everything is on the board, and you have to wonder what did they cheap out on, what parts actually... I don't know if these screws in the middle are legit or whether... Yeah, see, that's what I was worried about. That just came straight out. Alright. Yeah, these ones try really hard to... This is kind of like when you open up those cheap tablets and it looks like this inside, as opposed to... Or even, Android phones, things like that. And it just looks like, well, we shuffled stuff together so this looks like it will work. On the outside is where we put our effort. So let's see, charge input. I'm just trying to track where everything's going around here. And they're such a freaking nightmare to get apart. And there's always weirdness. Oh well, look at that, eh? Look at that. I was about to grab a metal spudger. That's not a good idea. We should disconnect the battery first. And look at how cheap and nasty that plastic is for that battery. Say what you will about Apple and their business practices, but I will definitely always say that the quality of their electronics is typically going to be, and it should be, superior to almost all of these general PC laptops. And I say it should be because when you think about it, you're paying a hell of a premium. I mean, everything's just like plastic, and the speakers look. Yeah, it just, you can feel that the quality is not there. This is, yeah. Did you check? Yes, the power supply and charger are fine. It's been tried with multiple different ones, same effect. Honestly, I think the thing that mostly inhibits me from participating more in PC repair is the fact that you don't too often get the same machine twice, and you really do waste a tremendous amount of time just trying to deal with all the idiosyncrasies of each particular machine. Like, why did they hook the speaker cable across the battery frame? Stuff like that. So why are you doing that? So keep it clear of the battery frame. Oh geez, this has got, that's black mold, so this has got liquid damage in it somewhere perhaps. And then when you remove the pieces of tape, you don't know whether it's going to go back or not. To be fair, Apple's just as bad. Like you take those shield stickers off and you never get them back on. Quick fix is often just pulling the Cmos batteries. Yeah, that sometimes works. And things like the choice of connectors and all that sort of stuff. It's like, well, what's available on the market right now? What's down at the corner factory shop? You see that? You see that? That just tore the entire connector off the board. And that was me trying to use my fingertips to actually... That's a freaking joke. You did not see that. Okay, I'm trying to disconnect that speaker connector. Right? And it just let go. Now I'm actually pulling it by the wires, which I don't like to do. Okay, finally. There's nothing I can really do. I can't remold that or anything. I'll put a dot of super glue perhaps on there and hope it holds. Northridge Fix used a 32-pin MacBook socket on some other brand board. Yes, a 32-pin MacBook socket. What is that? For what? Anyway, yeah. It's not because I'm an Apple fanboy, it's just that because I get sick of having to deal with obscure quirks, 2 hours of stuffing around trying to even just get the boards out. I love the ones where they actually put the board as part of the sandwich members of the hinge assembly. It's like, you really want the circuit board to be involved in the stresses and strains that screen hinge experiences? people complain about Apple designing for failure. It's like, well, sticking the circuit board right in the hinge assembly is probably a good way of ensuring that, because in theory it shouldn't experience any real stress, but in reality, because slop does occur, it's not going to be long before that circuit board's going to start feeling bending actions. Yeah, so okay, what's holding down? I'd say that screw there is holding us down, holding us back. And naturally it's a obscure screw. Can't be normal, no siree. And then we've got a freaking FPC flex on the underside. Of course, why not? Why not indeed? I am perhaps being excessively critical, but it's simply because I'm sick of this. And people say, why don't you fix the PCs? And it's like, I would love to. They're just a colossal pain in the ass. Especially if the hinges are attached to the same bit as the rest of the frame. Yeah, it's just like this great big flex thing, and the PCB becomes the stiffest member of it all. Which means, being the stiffest, it's going to take the beating. 2-pin connector and 4-pin. Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it, Stray? I saw that too, and I was like, what? Alright, so we're just initially looking for anything on the underside here that looks gnarly. I haven't properly detached. See, because they've soldered the input power leads directly onto the board, see this? Why didn't they use a socket there, really? I mean, I get it, soldering can be a bit better, but, you know, why not a socket? They've socketed everything else. Let's see if we can get this connector out. Maybe the connector's just dud. Yeah, I probably should just try the Cmos thing, but... Okay, what's going on here? So I've released the latch, and it still doesn't want to... There is some sort of goop here, so we could actually have damaged... But I'll be honest, and... sometimes you can't tell if that's goop or that's glue. Oh great, and that's built to a price. I think the retention clip is there, creature. It's just that it's bent out of plane. It's just... sorry, I don't think it's... There is a latching portion under it, but it's too... The connector's too high, I think. Unless it's just a much lower... there it's been melted off. Who knows? It's a little shop of horrors. Built to be never repaired, yeah. That's essentially it. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I mean, Apple is dodgy as F with so many things, but they generally do build, the actual quality of what they build seems to be pretty good, even if it's a nightmare at times to repair because of the fact that you can't get the parts. Oh, look at that, an ISL 95520HRZ. That cap looks like there's a little dot in the middle of it, but I think I'll pass for now. I don't think that's anything. Famous last words. So what I'm ideally trying to find here is something that's just gone kablammy. but I strongly doubt I'll find anything that's gone kablammy in a physical sense. Yeah, and like a nice glorious vented cap. It's a bit too much to ask for though. And usually if I don't find that, then it's pretty much the end of the day for me. I know it's a bit of a cop-out, but realistically, you're going to waste too much time on these things. So I'll give it a shot, and then, yeah, it's going to be 1 hour, about an hour in total for me, from the time I've touched this to the time I've stopped touching it. Back off the microscope? What do you mean? Can't get any further back. That's as far back as I can go. And I've got a 0.7 reducer on it too. Hey TW. Yeah, I'll do that in a second, Tom George. I just want to... Actually, I do like to do a visual check. Find anything obvious. Yeah, and then you go into the other checks. Some nasty Cmos battery. That's a crack up there. The 2-pinner and the 4-pin. They should have saved the money and not got the 4-pin, made sure they got the 2-pin and actually got a better quality one for that other one that we tore out. Alright. Alright, let's plug some stuff in and see if we get voltage anywhere. Hey, is hi in here? Looks like it's almost like a Acer connector. Almost. Yeah, you get the Acer blue and the Acer yellow. I'm kind of wondering whether maybe this is a bad keyboard since we've got this black mold here. Anyway, let's see what we've got. Oh, shite. Voltage mode, Mr. Daniels. Voltage mode. Right. That voltage is all over the place. And it keeps resetting. Alright, we'll bring out the gym cam. Never know, we might get lucky. We might actually see a heartbeat somewhere. If I can remember where I put the gym cam. Oh crikey, where have I put the gym cam? Jim's gonna kill me. Yeah, gym cam. Yeah, this is kind of... Oh, I remember what happened to it now. I stole the tripod for it. Whoops. Alright, we're going to have to do this one by hand. Oh well. Story of life. looks like we've got a hotspot. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, there and there. We've got anything on the other side? Something around, what? These two wires here. Need to get a little closer. Okay. Oh, you can't see. Damn it. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. So we may have a hot cap there. That does feel pretty warm under there. And we've got a hot MOSFET there, but that could be just simply because it is transferring the power. And we've got a bit of heat over here. So there. Alright, we're going to use the alcohol and find out what's going on. Very unlikely that it's actually the MOSFETs at fault. I would sooner say it's that unknown thingy on the other side. As soon as I can get to the unknown thingy, which was, well, it looked like this cap here. Could be wrong, but we'll see. We'll just drop a bit of alcohol on it and see how it behaves. That looks like a cap that's got a heartbeat to me. And I can see the crack in the side of it. Boom, 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 boom. That was so cool. It's the beating heart of my guilt. Alright, I gotta stop playing with it. Yep, that's what I've always been told. Anyway. And like I said, I can just see the crack on the side. Come on. You can see how it's shattered out. You can see the shattering there. There we go. And that is definitely a cause for this fault. So there we go, we actually got lucky. We found it. I'm just going to get rid of it and replace it. Yeah, replacing it's going to be fun. I'm not even going to try and hot air that off. I'll just once again... Oh, damn it. This... it's very annoying that I cannot... Right, that's better. Yeah, I wouldn't have spotted that from looking above, that's for sure. There was definitely a good case of when you have to, you know, start looking at things at a different angle, literally. Hot tweezer time. No, I don't have hot tweezers, creature. Don't actually want them either. Like for this one time that they would actually be useful, I can't really justify the expense, and they're impractical for everything else I do. It's okay, we'll just pickle Mr. Pickle, Mr. Pickle, hit it with some 250 and it's going to come right on off in theory. Theory's great. Theory drives most of my life, which is probably why things aren't working out so good. Yeah, I need a bigger tip. That's what she said. Yeah, that's very immature, Paul. There we go. There's one very upset cap. Very upset cap. But hey, we found it, so that's good. Hey James Ewing. Nah, creature, no. I'll give a big fat pass on that. Just not for me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to power this up, and then we're going to put the multimeter across those probes, those points, and we're going to see what voltage it comes up with. And we're also going to put the chipmunk. We'll plug a chipmunk in, make sure things are running. You won't see the chipmunk, but I will. Oh, come on, man. And basically I want to, see what voltage. Okay, it looks like I actually have to turn this thing on. Are you kidding me? It's not a self-turn on. Well, that's a turn off. Why doesn't this thing self-start? Still, there must be voltage on this rail. There's nothing. That's a kick in the guts. That's a big fat kick in the guts. Why won't you start? Oh, these caps just fail. Yeah. I'm just trying to work out why this isn't self-starting, given that it was giving us the what do you call it? It was, using the power up and everything. Oh well. Let's see what our voltage is like, at least with those two probe points. I don't think it would be an important cap. Well, then again, it could be. Maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe it's a boost cap. The place still, but it's at a very different range. It's like in the... Oh, there it goes. Do we have another short? Let's check the ohmage. Did it cause secondary damage? Because like when we get a short on the Macbook boards, it usually takes the ISL and the fuse out. Although this was still running, so 5.2 k ohms. That's pretty good. Alright, well, let's say the cap does have some importance. We have to sort of estimate what it's going to be. Hey, Disbird. We can start at, say, 25 volts is probably a safe value, and 1 microfarad, and see what happens. What size was that? That looks like a 603. 603, that gives us a huge set of options. If it is 402, that kind of cuts us back a little bit. Hey, B-Blood. So I'd say 25 volts something. 1 microfarad, 25 volt. That's about where I'd put it. Remember, we don't have board view or schematics for these. Actually, that looks like an 805, actually. Yeah, that's an 805. You look at it. So that's 603, so the pads are still too big for it. I mean, yeah, you can put it down, but that basically means it's an 805 chip cap. Ow. I used to have 805s a lot, but I very rarely carry them anymore. Like in the last 15 years, most of your 805s have essentially become 603s with the advancement of... It could be 1206s maybe? Nah, not that big. Nah. What have we got? 10 microfarad, 25 volt in 805. We'll use that. I'll be very surprised if this is a charge boost cap. Yeah, for driving a gate. Usually you don't need this sort of size for that kind of purpose. So I'm going to assume it's a general decoupling cap. But, well, you know what they say about assumptions. Okay, I just need to clear that up a bit. Come on, give me my 250. And I am actually amazed I got away with that. Yeah, spoke too soon. Reason why I'm amazed I got away with that is because, yeah, I'm only using this micro pencil iron, and that's a comparatively heavy rail. Oh, that's the other reason why this probably isn't going to be a gate drive charge boost, is it's on a very thick floodplain. It's very unlikely. Alright, we'll leave it at that. Let's try to reassemble enough to be able to see if it works. Yes, the micro pencil was getting well and truly tortured. I'm sure it did not appreciate it. This is about the point where you'll find that with all the jiggling around, it snaps off one of the leads. Like one of those power leads. It sort of all of a sudden decides, you've bent me too many times, I don't want to be part of this computer anymore, and just frays right off. Oh, you come on, what is wrong with you, FPC? They cheap out on everything on this computer. Come on, man. Aha, finally. Good quality ones are a lot easier to install. Dodgy ones are like, yeah, you're out of alignment, buddy, by a smidge. Okay, I don't think there's much else that we actually really need to display, I suppose. I hate these display connectors, to be honest. They have this 2x10 or whatever it is, 2x20 row connector, and the pins on the inside are so intolerant of any sort of misalignment, and I get quite a few machines in where the pins are just bent off, and it's like, well, nothing much you can do, just get a new one. Okay, chipmunks in, bugs are flying around. Yeah, I suppose we don't know what function these things have. No, I don't even know where the power connector is on this one. Which reminds me, I've kind of inadvertently captured the flat flex down here, and naturally now you don't want to come out? What? There we go. The sort of thing where you don't realize you have actually accidentally captured the flat flex underneath the board until the customer sort of says, I no longer have microphone, or I no longer have webcam, or something. And invariably it'll be some flat flex that is a major pain to get to and reattach, and you have to just tear it all down again. To be fair, there's no shortage of that sort of thing on Apple's either. Like the 1700 board is just notorious for that. Yeah, really frustrating. What is it? 6 or 8 core flex? I shouldn't say core. You know what I mean. Okie dokie. Let's see if we have any advancement on nothing. It's also very demoralizing when you do find a short like that, only to find that nothing changes. Oh, shite. Okay. What the hell? The keyboard just pushed through. Alright, still nothing. Plug the battery in, but I don't have the highest of hopes. But yeah, that keyboard just the button pushed right through. Like, oh, that's fantastic. Let's disconnect the Cmos. At least if we can. Oh, this is another one of those ones where I've got to pull it by the cables. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, sometimes disconnecting the Cmos can tick it off enough that it'll actually give you some sort of response at least. It'll come back and say, you erased my memory, man. It's like, how do you know I erased your memory? You have no memory of it. Actually, I wonder if the power brick might have reset. You do get that occasionally where the power brick will shut itself down. Just as a fair income safety feature. No. Nah. Nada. Okay. See if we get any voltage out of this power connector. I'm going to assume it's a dumb enough brick that it will at least still generate or produce voltage even when there's no load or it hasn't had a chance to communicate. I don't think this is one of those ones where they chit chat. There we go, 19.38, it's healthy. It's about the only thing that's healthy around here. Something's still blown to smithereens. So what do you say? We have another look for another gym cam victim? Maybe we've got two of them. Not exactly common, but we'll have a look. No, it won't be a keyboard problem because it's happening even... Ach, niemand, come on. Okay. It looks like we could have another cap failing on us there. Just up here. It's in the same area too. Unfortunately, hopefully we haven't caused a cascade, but I doubt it. Yep, that one there, in the middle, where it's hottest. Probably the same type of cap too. But yeah, it's another heartbeat. I could watch that a little too long. Like I say, it's not... you don't usually get multiple faults like this. Typically you just get the one. But it does happen occasionally, and this is proof. Like I said, it's just not a normal thing. It could be that they're from the same batch, and maybe... Oh shite, I just realized this thing's got the battery installed. Come on. Yeah, the battery was still running on this. Hey DJ. Anyway, it could be that, yeah, these have been incorrectly selected, or maybe they got the wrong reel installed when they manufactured them. So maybe they were using 16 volt caps and they needed 25 volt caps, and so it kind of, if you put 19 volts through, you kind of get away with it for a few years, depending. Hey Dadamraz, happy holidays to you. Yeah, well, not really holidays for me, but thank you. Just getting on with my work. Okay, so this is a bit naughty, I will admit. But like I said, this is not full hot air. Well, that works. Boost caps. No, they're coming off some sort of MOSFET pair there, so you could well be right. And yep, sure enough, that one's got a crack in it too. You can see it's shattered well and truly there. I don't know if they're the main boost cap, as in main reservoir cap, but oh well, we'll see. Okay, let's see if it actually gives us voltage this time. Let's see, volts, chipmunk up. Yes, chipmunk is alive. That was it. Okay, let's see what our voltage is. 0, so that's obviously ground. Okay, so 18 volts. Maybe that's just the pass-through stage. Oh no, there's a big coil there. So 25 volts, we picked the right one. Yeah, as you can see, chipmunk is alive. So we just need to replace that cap now. Now, unfortunately, we don't know what we're supposed to be using. We're only speculating. That's the best we can do in this scenario, because we can't measure the cap. And while we could measure ones that look like it in the same area, the trouble is that they could simply just be, well, a very different cap at the same physical size though. So yeah, all you can really do is aim for something high in that size and hope for the best. And maybe bring a little more heat into the action here. I'm just basically replacing the lead free with leaded here. This is the ground side here. Okay, that's tolerable. We just need some more of those big fat 10 microfarad 25 volters. So creature, are you flying stuff anymore still? I haven't picked up a model aircraft transmitter or anything in eons now. Not since I shut down. Oh, far out, bug. Scare me like that. Alright, I'm gonna need some hot air assist on this one. Bloody bugs. No, I'm too lazy to change tip, and to be honest, I would probably struggle to get the other tip I have in here. Okay, I've got a really awful tack down occurred. So now what I can do is I can lob a bunch of solder onto this, which isn't going to stick. Okay, that did, but what I mean is it's not going to flow, rather. Okay, that's good. And now I can come in with my hot air assist, which will turn my little pencil into a great big stick. The nice thing is at 250 I'm pretty much not going to melt anything, including plastics. But I do get a nice fillet. There we go. Looks like I left some dregs on this one here. It's unfortunate. There we go. Miles, that was hurtful, man. Hurtful words, Miles. Hurtful words. What do you mean? Hanging around Lewis too much? Okay, that thing doesn't even line up. God, I gotta reroute these frustrating little POS cables. Let's see. That went there. The bugs are just everywhere. It's like I said, it's summer here. You just gotta. It's what it is. I can have fly screens. I can have everything, but unless I'm actually a room within a room, positively pressured, then I'm probably not going to be able to stop those bugs coming in. Alright. I just got to find my Ubuntu stick, because clearly this is not a Mac, so therefore I can't run macOS on it. But I do have a Ubuntu install stick. There we go. We're going to use this as our test. It's okay, Miles. I'll just remember for next time. Okay, is this thing going to turn on, or do I have to forcibly turn it on? Okay, we got keyboard backlight. I don't seem to have a fan spin yet. Don't seem to have much at all, in fact. It could be that the machine is completely trashed anyway. Oh, there goes the fan spin. Oh, Leader Computers. The loser of the bunch. You know you must have quality or positional anxieties if you call yourself leader. Write Hackintosh on it. No, I would actually sooner write Power Book on it. Not sure if many people know the story of the Power Book. Leader of the waste dump, yeah. It's a bit like with forward meaning first on the rubbish dump, which is with me. I mean, I own 2 Ford cars, so I should be careful what I'm saying. Right. Yeah, well, that works. So jolly good. Okay, that's fixed. So there you have 2 caps that died, eh? Like I said, not really. I expect 1, but 2 was quite something for me to encounter. Focus is not happy there. And what is it now? It's midnight now, so it's time for me to actually quit it for the night. But yeah, we had two pretty decent successes, so I'm happy with that. Let's show my ugly. Oh, look, there's the ugly face. Hey Vince, unfortunately you're just, finishing up here. So I'm pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, I'm not really going to be able to charge my usual mainboard repair fee for this sort of thing. I mean, the machine itself is it's not even worth it. But it was a local situation and the people needed some assistance. So, I'll give them a bit of a help. And they will probably in turn give me a bit of a help too. Like the other day, you've heard earlier that I got a chainsaw. The thing is, the store that actually has the chainsaws that I wanted doesn't open until the 17th. But they know me, and they also need some phone repairs done. So, yeah, we did an exchange and it all worked out, so all good there. Apart from microscope FLIR's probably the best. That, microscope, hot air, micro pencil, a brain. I'll get one of those one day. Yep. Hey, Margarita, unfortunately, it's good night, Margarita. So, okay, I am out of here. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I might actually cut this computer here into a little video on its own. I suspect there's quite a few of these leaderboards out there. But again, that's it doesn't really matter what laptop you're working on, that's the sort of thing you're looking for anyway. So, alright, I'm out of here. You all take care. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Catch you later.